Let's do another one. Harmful radiation and project focus. So harmful radiation, project focus is quite nice. As long as you have a project, right? That's kind of a requirement. Sometimes you don't get it. Harmful radiation gives us extra upkeep costs on certain plans, but only if settled with people. So sometimes it just doesn't do anything. Just like, yeah, I kind of forced myself to do it because I make a spreadsheet. I wanted to I want to sort of analyze the game, see if it can help the dev balance a bit. If I spreadsheet all my runs, I can eventually get some statistics on, which techs give us the most points. Although correlation doesn't equal causation, right? I would imagine that certain late game techs are going to be very high up because you only get them if you have a very successful run, right? Something like, say, technocracy, right? When do you get technocracy? When you have a ton of science and a ton of points already. So I don't know how useful it's going to be in the end, but it's certainly going to be useful for playing though as well. To kind of know what you want to go for. Right. So what is up for grabs here? There's going to be Aphorians. There's going to be Dender. I haven't played those in a while. And Vittori. Okay, so it's going to be different, certainly. Not in terms of having very little money, thankfully. We didn't get the least money combination, which would be with Sulfit, which can be quite difficult. Let's see. We got researchers and luxury again. So luxury, luxury last time was kind of a bit annoying, right? Because we didn't really manage to use it because there wasn't any goods anywhere. So, ran out of. Let's go ahead and where is it? There we go. Copy down like 2,000 more selectors. Ooh, the spreadsheet's getting a bit slow. All right. Yeah, there's Unitourism again. Well, I don't know. It depends, right, on what the indie developer did for themselves. Usually games these days actually have functions built into them that send statistics over the internet. And my piddly little data is not going to compare to if the game sends data over the internet at all, because there's thousands of people playing it. So you could just do something like, let's take, the 10% best players and get their data and use that to sort of balance things out. Although, this game's probably smaller than something like Slay the Spire, I would imagine. Right? Or a Monster Train or something like that. I would imagine they'd use statistics to balance their games. Yeah, with the computers you can just sort of aggregate all your data. Data from 1,000 players, yeah, then you get much better stats. Okay, anyway. What are we going to do here? So Dender, Aphorians, Vittori. What are the late game techs available? Because that's always interesting with Dender. Is there some kind of culture thing we can do? Well, yeah, there is, right? There's Exchange and there's also Elysium projects. Fun fact, Elysium projects are projects. So you could get, where is it? This project focus over here with Elysium. So they're worth 150 extra points. If you can then unlock them as well, they're worth another 320. So they're worth 470 instead of 320. And, you get more culture from them, so, yeah. Sometimes, some things, actually, that's of note, is that cultural exchange leads to dissemination, but the Elysium product does not. There's a couple cases of that in this game, where a culture tech doesn't lead to culture dissemination, and so on. The other case is with the nanofabrication, the thing that turns plants into forge worlds from the Silted we had last game. That does not lead to something that allows you to terraform plants quicker when the other tech does. So it can sometimes be a bit of a thing. We have both hyperdrives and teleporters available. You could take either one. Teleporters are cheaper in terms of cost, but more expensive in terms of time. There's also replicating nanites. Right? If we have the ability to gain a lot of science in some way, this run could be amazing, right? Because of all the things. Although these two kind of don't really work well together because they kind of conflict. Because you get legendary anyway. Although, you know, this does mean 50% trade income on some planets. Skill download though, you know, if you could get, if I could, you know, if it was a reasonable run, I would go for, you know, hyperdrive and 3 of these. But I don't know if that's reasonably possible. Hyperdrive certainly does help with creating Elysium projects, that's for sure. There's geo-harvesting for the early game to make money, as well as enotourism or hydroponics, which is surprisingly effective. But there are no techs that aid with science, even though we have the Vittori. The Vittori, though, do have missions for science, and they do have ruins which could give you techs. So the thing we might want to do is aggressively try to find creative AI in ruins. Because that would be kind of the way to go to get tier 4 quickly enough to get 4 of the techs. So that's option A, get lots of tech. What if we don't get lots of tech? I mean, then perhaps something like hyperdrives and only, say, post-scarcity could still be good. Because post-scarcity allows you to get legendary plants fairly effectively if you have hyperdrives. Because it's not that hard to get 6 things into somewhere. And let's go ahead and have a look at what would be the best place to scout. 4 over here. With 3 high signals. 4 over there. Can we get 5 over there then? Yeah. That seems like a good combination. Can I get 5 here as well? Oh yeah. Okay. Well, huh. There's a 2-way trade here. Hold on. Click. I gotta not miss click. Missing food still though for it. The Arctic. So it's a good idea to start with a 2-way trade. Okay, so this will be another 4. Trying to get food for here. We do not have to be too afraid of not scouting in the first year. We don't have the Bakar available that could give us a mission to scout. This might change our plans though. Because the only thing this can do is become a colony, and there is a ruin over here. So perhaps this wants to be water instead. That's a nice thing about scouting a little bit more. You can sometimes be able to change your plans on the fly. You don't want to scout too much though, because if you go too far into the right, let's say I scout this over here, get 3 plants, but if I found this colony, then I can sometimes go further to the right, my scout, get more plants, although it appears to not matter this time. You can also like cheat the game a little bit by founding colonies to get some more information about what your signals are. I don't do it that often. I should maybe do it some more. Okay, I think we take the 3 first and then the 5. Okay, so there's like lots of minerals, which could lead to that in the future. It depends on what this is really. If it's all in the way, then not so much. Well, not really, right? Like I could see like 4 minerals into a lab here. So do we like start here with the arid? Like it would be pretty much required if we want to do minerals things here with the lab later. Because all these want humans. And I mean, this could be a source of humans. But then we'd abandon this source of humans, which seems like this would be kind of an excellent place. Access to Forber Ruin, access to goods, access to labor, basically. Question. Does this connect? I don't think it does. I think it's obstructed, yeah. That's 2 labor it can use. We do this final push. Because there wasn't anything behind it, right? Huh, yeah, this makes it interesting, right? It's going to be difficult to get this thing working, though. Can this connect to the ruin? Because this feels safer. It does for 16, but it does. I think I'll start with this in the end. I'm not feeling very confident that we'll be able to get food or water in here. I don't really play the daily too much. Like, the thing is, if you want to get good at the daily, at the ranked mode, then you have to practice it a lot, right? You have to sort of learn the map and replay it a bunch of times. I prefer playing a new map every game over, you know, playing the same map over and over. But I guess some people like doing that, right? Like perfecting a map. And playing with the knowledge already present, right? You'd have to like build, like make screenshots, write down where everything is, try to remember. And then, yeah, you get some insane runs, right? Where everything seems to sort of fall into place and you play and all of the missions are completed in a year and all that, right? Everything just goes very smoothly. Well, that's not really because they do that, you know, but it's because it's been played 50 times before. Anyway, we get mission choices. So we can get 2 more two-way tries. Yeah, we already did this one for the cash in the first year. You know, we get this mission, which is very alluring, right? Establish a lab studying ore, because, you know, look at all the ore, right? We can sort of start with it now if you want to. Problem with that is, if you do that, you typically tend to sort of run out of money. The two-way trades might be kind of difficult to get, though. Depends a bit of what we scout. You might want to scout first, because for either of this one and this one and this one, we might need some more help. Because this needs food to start off with, so we can get, you know, another human out of there, and that other human, sort of range of that, can then, you know, get the second ore planet. For a 3 science lab, you'd need 2 ore at the minimum. There's an Earth like here that can help. Oh, you know, a Gaia world here would be great, but there's no human world here. It's ice ball. It's not Arctic. If it were Arctic, it would work. Also, we have this. So one other thing, an alternative, would be to sort of earmark this for a farm. Which could get a robot from here. Down, up, into ore. And then, I mean, I guess the biomatter would be floated still. This would be another colony. Like so. And then there's more ore over here as well. Something like, I don't know, all of this. And a farm over here. Yeah, this it's making a bunch of other connections we will not make, right? But the idea would be this one from the top, these 2 from the bottom. And then we can kind of try to squeeze a lab in that gets all the plants, but I would imagine that we'd have to forego one of these 2 on one side. It's still going to be a 7 science lab, though, in the end. But the thing is, all this would take, you know, I don't know, 300 money to set up or something. So, but it's a good plan for later on. I don't know if I can, I mean, maybe you can start off with like a rump lab, like part of it, and sort of work our way up. I know we have the money to sustain it. Anyway, let's go ahead and have a look first. If there are some good asteroids, we might be able to do some shenanigans with the lab. There's this one as well, right? Which would make for a good xenotourism world if there was some goods available. There aren't, though. If I connect the 4-bear ruin, we get 2 points of science as well, although it costs 16, so maybe not a good idea if we want to keep the option for science open. Can we do science at all, actually? We could just sort of work it out and see how much money we're left with, right? I'm curious, because these connections are not that expensive. At only 3. The idea would be to do something like this. Right, we're going to get 4 credits, and then, you know, here comes the nasty part, which would be this sort of thing. I'm trying to place as efficiently as possible. We still paid 10 for that one. Yeah, we get left with 11 credits, which is not the best amount of credits. In fact, we get left with exactly 1 credit to our name. So we can build this, but yeah, we will not be able to do anything else for the rest of the whole game. Maybe not the smartest move then. Yeah, that doesn't seem like the smart move then. But we can barely afford it. I thought we couldn't, but apparently we can afford it. But no, that's no bueno. Yeah, we don't have the two-way trades available either. So yeah, the idea would be to make some money first, right? And then go ahead and build that science thing. So where do we do that? You would want water later on, but not now. You would want ships if you were to be a colony, which again isn't the best. There's also this option, right? If you had some robots available, it wouldn't be too bad. It's taking another Arctic farm up here. Okay, I would like this asteroid because it's 18 money. We don't really have access to good scans unless I take it. So what are the options here? Bots needed, or another copy of the colony, which in either case needs another food. What will we do with another colony though? I don't see any use of another colony. I can see a use out of an Arctic farm for sure. But the thing is, what are we making a farm here for, right? There's not much of an issue there. Look down here, I suppose, then first. Okay, that looks better. Actually, that looks a lot better now. We have something we can do over here without needing to disturb this all that much. Which you can do first. Colony over here with a two-way trade, for example. And that is a two-way trade, right? So perhaps there's this mission that we could do and complete in time. Need to find one more two-way trade then. Well, that seems more doable if you can all get one for free. Because there were none on offer really in this other whole area. At least that I can see. Well, it's not really true, right? There's water for robots and things, perhaps, right? With the jungle, if we get a remnant. There was like a jungle remnant pair somewhere. No, there isn't actually. This one, but these aren't jungles. These are other types of water and producing worlds. If you can get a robot for a water, you can upgrade a remnant and then get two-way trade. It's like one of the only ways you can upgrade a planet with a two-way trade at the start of the game, I believe. The thing is, where do you use this water for? I guess I can unlock one of these ore plants and send the water in. The idea here would be to unlock its second tranche of things and get it to be quite a successful planet. The other argument to be made is to not take the Dender mission and take this. I really like this mission because it's an easy way to get to Vittori Tier 2. Like sometimes you get missions to make labs studying a thing that you're just not interested in studying. But this is going to take, this is sort of nice because it overlaps with something we're doing anyway. So the question is, do we get 6 plants first or two-way pairs first? Well, the thing is also, I prefer the Ephorian's upgrade because it gets you to do so it's very interesting to look at which text we're going to research. This is Dender, or more like what we're going to research in the middle game, right? See if we can get to tier 3 so good tech discounts. Dender and Ephorians, I believe. Yeah, and Vittori, I guess, if we're going to do, if we want to find the creative AI. Vittori anyway, because we want to unlock the ability to get Vittori events from ruins. I guess Vittori anyway then. And then you have to make a choice here. We'll try for the... I think we'll try for the 6 plant types. I can only see one two-way trade. I thought there were more, but I can only see one. Of course, you might end up finding a couple here, but yeah, so that would be the idea. And this time, we do have some more money. Not a whole lot, but some more. Both of our colonies are missing food is the reason why we're not really doing all that great on it. Well, there's this. That's actually good. Now it unlocks its second set of things. Which could then be used, for, say, this, for example. As well as food. I mean, how bad is food from here? It's not ideal, because I would love to do goods here. Right? We get the ore, we get the goods. The goods can go into 2 places. That's actually quite nice. You can get maybe even some prosperous plant in the center here. And a successful prosperous pair makes slightly more money than a successful pair on top, because of the way the rounding ends up working out. Now the thing is, if I make a good here, then that precludes the ability to send a robot into a jungle farm very easily. We could ignore the rightmost colony and focus on the leftmost colony first, because the rightmost colony can get its food from here later. Then the leftmost colony over here would need to get food from, well, one of these empty places. Well, I mean, that's unfortunate, right? That's the one two-way trade that we could have gotten. We could have gotten the Euphorian mission, but we didn't, so too bad. Sometimes that sort of thing happens. When you think, you go for one thing and the other thing appears. It does not look like we have a good source of food here, though. Yeah, these asteroids will be able to be taken. I didn't want to know what this is, right? I guess I could make food here. This would be an awesome source of food because, it can send in an effective two-way trade. If we could use that source of food. I mean, we could. It's irradiated, but I think it's still fine enough. In fact, is this even possible? Yeah, it is. Okay, then this is insanely good, and we want to do it anyway. Even though it's irradiated, I'm going to pay some money for that. This is a really useful amount of... hold on a second, we can do this in a different order and get some more. You can get 6 additional credits out of the asteroid if I do it in this order. We do have to pay the 2 additional costs of this Earth-like, but we get to do this. These are all these long connections, but this looks fine. So yeah, this only now needs some successful partners and then it turns prosperous. It's basically done, so we can sort of surround it and sort of block it off if you want to. Okay, so 2 more spots that could be... I mean, yeah, there's another like one. So hydroponic farms, right? If we could get them. We have 27 income, so maybe we should go for the science lab now. We're gonna lose some though. Like, we're like sort of not getting use of the colonies very much. Let's just count this. We'll have to... Oh. Yeah, I mean... I'm not so sure about this one though. The swamp for a colony. I don't really like it. It's irradiated, right? Costs us more upkeep. Not the thing you want. Everything is irradiated. The idea would be though to use these deserts and arids for... really like the idea of hydroponics on this map. The hard part is getting the few points of science that it needs to unlock it. So if we're going hydroponics, would there be an argument to be made to colonize this one so we can get this asteroid? Maybe. I can get this one because this is irradiated and not of much use. And then this is available, although I think maybe ore first. With scale-up facilities later on, much later on, right? We would be able to get water for one of these as well. Does that matter in any way? Not really, because they won't ever be able to send their secondary ore. Well, this one will. To the top right, to make the bot for the arid farm. Arid farms also need water. I mean, that should be obvious. Actually, no, there's a thawing facility available there. But okay. It could scout, but there's no real good scouts. There's this one, which only got 2 tiny things. There's this, but these connections are, I think, a bit too expensive at this point with only 28 income. The science thing we wanted to do now, though, will be possible because now we have some. This at least gives us some sustainability to start to afford that. So, like, if I'm going to go ahead and try to do this, which would involve lots of ore plants, we still end up with 23 income, which, while not being the best, I can't even afford it this year. Well, unless I place it more efficiently, right? Yeah, we can barely afford it if I place it more efficiently. But we only get 14 income because of empire size increase. So do we then wait a year just to be able to plonk down a science lab? That might be what we need to do. Because if I go for other food sources that are less efficient, we forgo the goods. I barely ever do a skip early, but I think it's the right move here. Alright, let's do it. He gets 28 extra from just skipping a whole year, just doing nothing, right? You get more income than doing anything because of empire size increases and you know what we're doing. Labs cost lots of money. And then this allows us to build the lab. And get the task complete at the same time. Alright, so what is your task? Primordials we already used. Alright, so I think I'm going to stick with just 3 science and not try to expand any further right now because we would bleed ourselves dry even more. This would be a source of food. So up here, right? This makes the most sense to try to do. Gotta be careful with the amount of money we have. We don't have a lot. We got 13 income, and at this point, you know, I kind of resigned myself to doing this. Alright, so I guess we want to say make the food. Maybe sort of not being able to solve this probably though. But otherwise we wouldn't be able to solve this Earth. Like, I guess that's available, right? It's an incredibly long connection. Incredibly expensive. Sometimes you might need to take a happiness penalty just to keep going though. This is one of those moments. Alright, the extra people are needed. What's the Caesar 2 thing again? Right. Is it a good idea to make goods? It's a 13 connection. The question is if you can afford it, it's okay. We also got the Dender mission complete. I want to see 18, 3, and 13. Yeah, we'll be able to afford the connections. Let's go ahead and look at the tasks then. Yeah, I would love to do that before, right? I don't think we'll make another lab, so the 2 other ones are what we're going to do. Okay, so you might be like, oh, 0 money and 7 income? That would be pretty bad, but we get to sort of recover the 16. Okay, not the best, but not the worst. And this allows us to make enough science. Okay. Let's get the final month. We get hydroponics. Ooh, they cost 10. Yeah, that's usually the problem with these sort of advanced techs. That hurts a bit. I want to take an asteroid, perhaps. This one feels bad to take because it's sort of an inefficient spot to take right now. But I don't know if I can get a thawing facility. Anyway, this does allow me to finally get that hydroponic farm that I wanted for all this time. It's not even all that good though. It's like one person here available. Like, not really, right? Doesn't really seem all that good actually. In the end, is there like a way to get? I mean, you want 8 food production, which is also, I mean, that's kind of what we're doing, right? With the hydroponic farms. So there's that. Is there like a way to do this better though? Just gonna unlock both of these two. And then this is like 18 as well. This is expensive though. The idea would be to sort of like pre-build these. You get the connection. And they could sort of like afford nothing here. Are we forced to do another? I don't really want to do another skip. I might want to just reverse all the way, but we can't be explored, right? So we're now in for a penny, in for a pound, basically. As the saying goes. Okay, so there's that, but it leads to only 19 income. So that's the alternative, right? That's one alternative. The long connections are what kills this area. It has the better asteroids. This area would love an asteroid. Can we like maybe... Like that would be good if it could be done. Because that might be a way to escape out of this problem you're having with money. These usually contain some. Would I be willing to take it? There's bots available for this one as well. So, just sort of unlocking this first and then that. At the very least, if we get the money, then it's fine. Yeah, there's a this run is a cash poor. So I guess we're not going to go for this sort of late game things. Was ambitious. Well, you know, we could try to rush geo-harvesting. Right? That's also an option, just to get out of the money pickles that way. If we do that, you know, we're making some science, some progress towards it. Let's go start with this though. We can get our money back. That's good. We got 6 science now. So geo-harvesting 16, so that actually made a lot of sense. If we did say mine, connect. We have, after this we have like 1 more cash poor year. And then we get geo-harvesting. Which then allows us to go ahead and start building, finally. Essentially speaking, right? So what that boils down to? We don't have any terraforming techs worth getting, but there is matter transposition, so it is a good idea to keep some of the good planets that we might want near the center, so that we can eventually use them as swap targets. But things that are further away from it, yeah, I mean, it's fine to sort of use them for whatever we want. I think I want to go ahead and take, I think, this scout, because it can get maybe an asteroid from it. Yeah, this is in the way, right? Yeah. There's also more irradiation here. Never the most amazing thing. Okay, we're at 11 out of 15. If there's any way we can get some science, right? Well, I mean, that's 36 income. That works too. Go ahead and take the money. Every credit's precious. Okay, so I guess we'll just mine that first. And then maybe that connection can be made. And that makes some permanent income. Again, like we're gonna be growing our empire size soon, so if I do 2 scans, we can get to October. And then we can get to next year, and then we can get the geo-harvesting, which is desperately needed. We're just trying to sort of scrape by until then. So as long as we can get to that year with as little time loss as possible, it should be okay. But we kind of are in 3411, which is not, you know, this is not a very fast run for sure. Okay, so this will allow me to get geo-harvesting, and that should finally be like a sort of a relief. We can like blow things up. Maybe not you though, because we weren't intending to make a farm out of you. But that lava planet can go. Good riddance. Okay, 57 credits. Go ahead and use some of those credits to make a slipway. And find out we don't have any water. Yeah, basically. And there's this, right? The idea would be to swap hyperlane our way to victory. Swap and hyperlane, not just one of the two, but both. That is out of range. That will be in range. You're at -8%, I would imagine you are. Okay, we're also making this food, right? We're making that happen. I'm not so sure about the two-way trades. We're not making those happen anytime soon. I think we're going to go ahead and unlock the goods, right? That'll get us 2 successful partners. I don't know where the third's going to come from. I mean, I guess we could make this one, right? That would allow it to do what it does best. A cultural exchange, right? As long as we have our colonies reasonably close to each other, it should be fine. In fact, I think I'll blow this up. Is that a smart move? I don't want to blow up plants that are too close to our established area. I think I want to blow this one up in the corner because it's so far away from everything else. This one's also pretty far, but it can be used for food. Like so. Getting us closer to this mission. Alright. Establishing something here. And then I might want to do this one next. Okay, I might want to explore as well, see if we can't get something in this corner. Explore it, which you can then explode. Explore to explode, basically. 2 more science. We can get a science colony here. That would be pretty good if we can get more colonies in this area, which is fairly likely. If you can upgrade these, you can give you 4 science. And you can blow up plants to make money. That's not hugely, not a huge deal. Yeah, radiation does kind of harm me, doesn't it? Also, that was kind of sort of the point of doing all of that, right? Getting at 7 science. Full potential. Although don't ask what it takes with regards to money. It's too expensive to... Oh, not the best setup here for this colony. It's kind of well, very happy. Doesn't have anything that it needs. I guess. You can give it food. Can't give it that biomatter though. Can give it a good as well. Can you connect over there? You can. That's neat. And again, maybe we don't want to blow up this ice ball because we might want to swap it with something later. Like I'm imagining we would. Maybe blow up something else in like a corner somewhere where we aren't, where I'm not really intending to expand all that much. Perhaps here. Like unless I got that really good two-way trade. I guess this one will count. I don't think I want to found this planet, for example. We'll destroy that too. And then make a human planet here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 water wanted. Anyone got an ocean for me, please? Basically, or freezers and bots, but we don't have them. Also, we have the ability to take an earlier or later game tech if I want to, out of order. It can be quite the thing. Not right now though. 17. Is there like some tourism we could get? Maybe. Actually, maybe over here. You can get Xenon tourism now. No, it won't impact us with it anyway though. Is the problem. Let's get 30 here. Like, you know, they've got this one, right? But if I mine here, just saying, right? I have cultural exchange available. It doesn't do anything yet though. Then we used up the entire thing. There are no chips here for it to expand to a third, which it could use to, you know, get the old genetourism going. Well, this sort of gets us at least a successful middle of planets, but no prosperous ones yet. I mean, this one might, right? I also would like more labs, but the wealth isn't really allowing me to. I mean, maybe we could do one now, I think. Is that too much hassle? There's not much of a good location for it, though. Maybe over here, right? In the center. Like, I could do something like a human and a robot, another robot. This one could go into here and make a robot. I want to do it on this side then, though. So I can like make the robot and send it into the farm as well. The thing is, if I guess I could get water from here later with like upgraded hyperdrives. Like, how can I make sure that I can also get water, right? Because that water is kind of like the thing I want most, really. Over here, like all these plants want some water. And sending out their ores, but you know, we could make that work, I suppose. So you want water as well? Everyone wants water. I don't have a there's the ocean, but it's out of range. There's like no real way of getting biomatter here too. So lack of resources. What about over here in this corner? Lots of plants are available here. We should be able to do something with this. There's like so many things here. Like one thing we could do is a robot over here into food. Which just makes extra food because it's an Earth-like. We can't make goods though. Because that would cut off the ability to get chips. Not entirely, maybe from here. Like, no matter how I do it, I think I cut something off, right? Don't I? Oh, I can make food here, but then we'd be missing another biomatter. No matter how I do it, I'm cutting something off. So I'll cut off the goods for now. $35 science at this point. Nothing to really use it on. Maybe we wait with the science until we complete the mission so that we get maybe a Vittori mission to do like research some amount of technology. It's one of the missions they can give. The Dender want us to make so much food. You want two-way trades. We'll get one. And I guess we get the second one over here. That's a pretty easy way of doing that. And then I guess I'll blow this up. And that is a two-way trade we're sort of sacrificing there. I don't think I want to sacrifice the two-way trade, to be honest. I don't think I like the desert over there very much. Gotta get rid of something. And yeah, we need you upgraded, right? To make more food. So now it wants biomatter, I believe? Yeah. This thing wants one biomatter. You can also pretty easily get stuff as well now, hyperlanes very quickly. So there's maybe a good argument to be made for making some goods out of places. So we can actually use the robots for laboratory. So we can get some science going, because tech is going to be great right now. We could get some more, right? Somewhat earlier. I would love swap, I would love hyperlanes and a bunch of other things. Alright, well, I'll go to the next year. Get that 1 point of science. Blow up this ice ball that's not very useful. Yeah, we can just unlock hyperdrive early if I want to. That's also an option instead of xenotourism. But you know, what do we do then with all our science, right? That's the point. If I unlock hyperdrive early, it's going to be harder to get to the tier 4. Well, instead if I take something real cheap, right, like xenotourism, I would. There's also these infrawave stations, which you could take. Those wouldn't be too bad, actually. I should have taken them earlier, but they're kind of annoying for being in the way all the time, so it might be okay. The thing with these stations is that you can use them to like scout more quickly, which is actually pretty good for us because we're intending to blow plants up to make money. Alright, destroy things to make money. It's like I wanted to do that at the very least. Not so sure what else. Because this one, but like mostly food. Like one tech to advance, right? So just scene and tourism will do. Why not, right? This unlocks the ability to get hyperdrives now. I know we can get one of them. Maybe the other order. Get that first. So yeah, hyperdrives are here. Allowing more connections. Which ones? Not sure. Is that like a way to get more food out of places now? Oh, that counts. Alright, you know what? I have to make a choice. Get rid of that. We can make some biomatter and water here. Though not in that order. In that order. And then the beautiful part is that wait. Order. I want to do one of these so we can reveal more efficiently. Although there didn't happen to be much over there. That's this one though, which we might want. So I don't want to blow too much up so I can still access it. Okay, so what I wanted to do over here is to get a people producing planet so that we get to finally do the mission. So that creates biomass in here as well. Okay. Let's invent 2 technologies and increase the number of prosperous planets by 2. That's just better than 5 2-way traits. We have cultural exchange available now. We only get 5 more years though for, you know. That's a bit unfortunate, right? We won't be able to get Elysium projects or anything like that. That's barely out of range. 14 would be in range. That's out of range by a mile. And more. More than a mile is space. Light years, I suppose, right? What's up here? This one can be done. I don't see why not. Okay, okay. No reason not to build these things now. So, where do we want to do which one? Because if I do chips over here, we won't be able to get the robot in there. The second robot, right? While this one won't get its chip then. It's decisions, right? There's a swap available eventually. Shouldn't maybe we should discount that because we don't have the science for all that, right? Well, we get 8 additional science if I get another technology up, but it's not all that much. Like getting this area up though will probably create some prosperous plants. So perhaps it's this one here then. And this one down here. Getting a two-way trade. And then goods can maybe be made down here. That's the unfortunate part. We don't have anything that can allow us to make the goods easily. This one, right? So, ore into goods, I suppose. Anyway, you can get the ball. It's like, I shouldn't do that in this order, though. I should blow up the lava plant first. And then get the bot, because we get lots more money that way. It makes actually 32 difference. So, yeah, that's pretty insane. Okay, so you got a water available? I can send water both ways. You want one more import, you would get... That would be prosperous, right? There we go. That's not bad. What does this thing needs? Not all that much either. Just another import-export. And or some partners. Like I would imagine that if we could get some things that, you know, some plant that requires all the resources in the end, that would work. That's what the Elysium project's all about. And that would give us more points. Us getting there, that's the hard part. This will give us like tech discount too. Not to be discounted. We have loads of plants that are missing happiness, so we have two completely unhappy plants, basically. That's not that many, actually. We'd also have some past shortages, though. And I guess some employment in various places. Like one here, one there, one there. Only got 12 science, which doesn't feel good for a run with Vittori in it. There's not really much room to get more though, because we're very low on the income. I would like to remain above 0 income, even with geo-harvesting, because otherwise you end up geo-harvesting just to stay alive. Not the bestest of places to be in. Okay, so that should make a successful planet. And you want to have more trading partners. So one potential trading partner would just be that. I don't know if I want to do that though. It seems iffy. There's also this, which could be quite nice. Two-way trade. Water could go in here as well. Making you successful, that's partner number 2. And then this is partner number 3. I think that's a recipe for our prosperous plan, to be honest. It costs 6, it's actually quite significant. But we'll still pay the price, I think. It's the iron price, but that's what has to be done. We're 1 credit short of being able to do this, though. That's bad. Machine sentience? I think not really, right? I'll leave the money, though, because there's a good argument to be made for just sort of not taking it and waiting until it becomes more. Because it does become better over time. And quite a bit, actually. Better over time. How am I going to get this ore? I mean, the idea would be from over there, right? With stable jumps. How am I going to get stable jumps? I have no clue yet. Anyway, we want to get this thing to prosperous, so we had a way to do that. Which would be Gaia World. There we go, dinner tech discount. I don't know how to get the food. I do know how to get the food. Hydroponic farm. And this area over here is, and this corner over there has much better plants actually than the left we went to. We should have gone right from the very beginning. I mean, you don't know that, you know, So this is kind of the thing which is like ranked runs versus random runs, right? In a random run, you do things like silly things like going to the left here, where there's all these long connections that are way too expensive at the start of the game. When what you should have done was, you know, randomly found this plant and then this one and then that one and go into this direction over here and then start here and sort of waste 2 or 3 plants at the start. You don't know that, right? That you could do that, because this over here can work with just one missing connection. Even just like this, right? Could have worked. And that's fine, right? Instead of trying to go for something that really isn't fine. Also, there's this connection to be made. Hey, there's a prosperous plant. Seven income? Sure, we'll take it. There's like chips needed here that are not easy to get. Yeah, we could like swap, right? I don't think we can unlock swap though and still get the other tech stuff. Is the problem. So what do we blow up? It could be this one in the corner. Being so far away from everything else we're doing right now. We end up in October again, right? It's every time it's October. And we end up wasting a lot of money on go ahead and do this. Okay. That's not bad. It really wants us to get machine sentience, as it turns out. Well, I don't want machine. Also, look at all these plants here again, right? Anyway. Gotta get one more tech for the Vittori. What do we even get? Because we get the Elysium project first. Like, I don't want to get machine sentience to my tech list. I just want to give me some science, to be honest. That would be much better than anything else you could come up with, but sure. We'll go ahead and like get a hydroponic farm here. Just to satisfy this plant over here. At the very least. And then I guess what we want to do is build an Earth like into a hive world. To do that. That's the thing. So now what? I mean, there's like a demand for robots. There's also a demand for lots of other stuff. But bots here make lots of sense. Right. And then, you know, we get the ability to finally do the Elysium project. Which then finally gets this thing complete. Let's get some import hubs to get money. Improve our yearly science output. We only have 2 years remaining. I don't think so. We want the import hubs, I think, though. This shouldn't be too hard to do. The final few years. These are starting to make some money. Now that we... can we get stable jumps, though? 2840 science? Yeah, this is a problem, isn't it? I was hoping we'd be able to get them. We did all these runes and none of them have science in them? Really now? I guess not. That's like the major problem. There's one more over here. Sort of have to take it, really. That's more what I like it. Just 2 signs to go. Right. or like some way of... That'll do. That's 2 science. Like stable jumps. Okay, so the idea is, can we make some Elysium projects or something? So the thing that's required for that is 1 of every resource, which is kind of hard to do if you have no... Like this one wants... yeah. You have not colonized though. So one thing we could do is this one. Maybe hard pressed to get robots there though. Maybe hard pressed to get anything here actually, because there's like no chips here either. There's some over there, but it's way too far away. This area has like most things. It has chips, it has robots, it has goods. Yes, I don't have skill facility though. And we could also do that instead of stable jumps right now. Like it has like no access to water. Like this thing needs like 2 more partners. Which, how is it going to get those? Well, stable jumps, right? That's the thing. Like I wanted to get like loads more tech than we ended up getting. So we were kind of low on money all game. And it was kind of my own fault for trying to start out over here, right? It wasn't the best start. So how do we fix this up? Because that would have also been nice, right? If we had better missions, and we could have gotten some money from the Euphorians. And then that would have propelled us to victory as well. No such a thing though. I guess we want to do this as well to solve this Earth-like here. I mean, I guess that's in the way. Yeah, usually happens. It's also in the way of this one, actually. That does apply, right? It does help. I shouldn't be taking Elysium at all, to be honest. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. No, it's not true. We can build one here. That should enable another prosperous planet. We can't get it done though, because we're missing the one last resource here, which is ore. There's like no ore planet here. There's you. If we swap, then you know we can do it. There's also cultural exchange which we can actually do between places. I think we don't want to swap actually. Yeah, that allows us to get some more happiness and things in places. But I don't think it'll allow us to get any prosperous worlds, I would imagine. Because there's like one more planet I really would like to get upgraded. It would probably be this one for the ore for you. If we go ahead and build you. And then stable jumps. That should allow, yeah. And then I would imagine that it should also allow that connection. And that one. And then I guess this one as well, right? And that is sort of making things work. Also, we can grab like money from these. Right? Like they're like 30 each. Instead of blowing up more planets, because it saves a little bit of time. Here and there, that makes a difference. So now one way to make those things happen is to just make some culture here and there. You won't look. There we go, that's 3 of those. So get some extra money like that. We'll have to decline this though. We only got 13 science. You need another successful trading partner. That'll do. Yeah. Crazy how good some things are, right? Yeah, we just ran out of time, right? Because suddenly, now that we have stable jumps, things are getting fixed, but not on time to really make a big difference, I would imagine. This is the last month already. Like, can we make some things prosperous? What do you need? Another successful partner. I think that's you. That's fine. And one import? Yeah, just a culture will do. Okay. What about you? That's not gonna happen. I mean, just give this one an export, right? What happens if I upgrade this? It's fun, I guess. It sends in more stuff, right? I can like send in water, but this one will still be needing chips and bolts, and never be able to get either of them. Yeah, I guess I was too far away from the chips, right? That's the problem with it. This one will never be able to get ore. I was just like, well, we got the Elysium projects, but they're not really worth anything. Too far off. I think this is the best thing we can do, make a prosperous planet. Yeah, too late, right? Too little, too late. Only got like 2 project focuses. Can we get some more out of project focus, actually? No, because we're exactly out of money. They could just build some projects, right? To get more out of project focus, but this is not going to be a good score either. Wow. I'm not doing too well today. I'll do one